Hello everyone and welcome back to the Duchess of Unicorn YouTube channel. This is a channel where we discuss everything related to Meghan Markle and Prince Harry in terms of the British royals, but we now know that Meghan is here in the United States where I am based out of, and on this channel I'll share my browser with you as we kind of pick random things from the internet that's trending on this couple. The last upload, Meghan Ties That Bind. The volume was extremely low, and this volume should be much better. In fact, I am going to increase that right now. I should have many of you telling me that you can hear me very well. Okay, so the disclaimer for this video and the entire channel in itself is always in the description box, so read the disclaimer. It's entertainment, folks. It's my thoughts, and a lot of us, I like to say it's my tribe on this platform, agree with me and share the same or similar sentiments, and how the media plays up on certain things and how PR is feeding us whatever Meghan thinks and her PR firm thinks is best for us to know, when all we want to know is what's legitimate, right? So please read the description box for the disclaimer, and let's get into today's video. Duchess of Unicorn, thank you so much for 2,500 plus subscribers, and I think I've said this in my previous videos, and I'll say it until this channel explodes in growth, is that I have over 76,000, I think 78,000 views on my videos collectively. And that is my mission, to change views to subscribers. So won't you help me out by subscribing if you haven't already, and comment section, then you've already done a great help for me. So I appreciate you greatly. It's correct before I upload this video. So let me know in the comments your thoughts, and let's go ahead. And I have already found an article online. A kind of annoyed me. Today I'm on Vanity Fair. Don't ask me why. It's all algorithms. It's annoying, but we're gonna bite this time, and we're gonna go ahead and get into this. Meghan Markle thinks her wedding to Prince Harry was worth $1 billion to the UK. Now, I'm thinking Meghan probably has been told by other people that she brought a lot of tourism and a lot of money to the UK from the United States and other parts of the world, from people just wanting to just feed into this. So I want to scan this article and kind of point out the important stuff. At 4 minutes now, I don't want this video to go more than 12, so let's go ahead. Through Meghan Markle's court case, Associated Newspapers Limited, the parent company behind the Daily Mail and the Daily Mail on Sunday, is ultimately about their February 2019 decision to publish a letter that she wrote to her father. Now, by now, let me interject, we all know this letter, and this letter is really it's not crucial to us, but I want to make sure we all are on the same page, and that this has brought Meghan a lot more publicity. However, it's not the publicity that makes her good in people's eyes. It really just kind of solidifies how many people feel that Meghan is just a gold digger, which, you know, that line, and also that she is looking for fame and she wants to be paid for that fame. And that's the deal with Hollywood, and that's the deal with people who are greedy and demonic. I mean, when you start to think about what people want and why they want it, it's always about vanity and to be famous, even if it means infamous. Meghan's lawyers believe that the wedding might have netted Britain as much as $1 billion. According to Express, the filing claims that the wedding brought in $700 million in business spending and an additional 300 million in public relations value. Now, that's kind of like a whole term that's made up, kind of like woke was made up and then beat to death by using it all the time in terms of Megan. She's so woke. Nobody's saying she's woke anymore. Very interesting. So the couple also claims that the cost to the newspaper was low because Prince Charles took on most of the costs himself. Now I want to skip ahead and talk about, it's hard to tell exactly why Meghan's lawyers brought up the subject in their legal brief, but according to the BBC, they argued that the economic benefits to Britain far outweigh the cost to the taxpayer. And it's an issue in the case because the Associated Papers argued in January that the scrutiny they placed on Meghan and Harry was justified because the pair were publicly funded. And that's the thing that's gotten under so many people's skin, is that they were publicly funded. And that isn't what I'm about. Now, it's not this country that publicly funded the United States, but if I was a person who lived in Britain and that was my country and I was a taxpayer, I'd be bent. I'd be pretty angry. And I would be resentful, but that she's leaving. And that's why so many people from Britain are so glad that she's not there, but they feel shortchanged. Now in America, nobody's talking about Meghan. You know, and I know what everybody's talking about. It's either coronavirus or the riots or Black Lives Matter. And I'll keep saying it, all lives matter. But yet Meghan chose to try to run and grab the coattails of this BLM. And I just think it's just typical, and we should just take a mental snapshot of this, because we see that Meghan is basically, a publicity whore. And, so when you become a princess through marriage, you should be able to drop that, like you drop all your pseudonyms, like you dropped all your before you met Harry. And you should become and rise to the top. You should become better and rise to the top. And maybe that's something that we think that someone who marries into royalty or a royal family should do. They should rise to the top. The best of them should come out. But it's interesting when we speak about true character and how someone portrays themselves. And now Meghan is basically saying that these newspapers and all this nonsense have, really made her look bad, when most of us think it's Meghan who made herself look bad. So to me, it's just another PR stunt. So this kind of annoyed me because she really wants to make sure that she doesn't look as bad as what everything she does makes her look. I felt unprotected and silenced by the royal family. Now, again, I find this interesting, and I want to just wrap this up in a few minutes and just let you know that they had to make sure, whoever wrote this article, Maisha Kai, she felt that she needed to say that a pregnant Meghan, so to make her look vulnerable. And we as consumers and the general public need to pay the utmost attention to the verbiage that these so-called writers or media people, journalists, are using to entice us to change the narrative with Meghan or for Meghan, so that we kind of feel bad because, see, she was a pregnant woman and she felt unprotected. And that's an awesome word to use right now, considering most of us, or if not the whole entire world of the general public, kind of feels unprotected, and we feel like we don't know where we're going in the world because the world is changing and didn't ask us first. And so I find that these words like a pregnant Meghan, trying to make her look vulnerable, and of course pregnant women are vulnerable to a certain extent, but it's been done for millions of years. People have been pregnant and been okay. And she felt unprotected and silenced, and it was all the royal family's fault. It's phony and not mentioning how phony she is, because who does that? Who mentions how phony they are? Because most people don't think they are phony, but people who are acting, and they're bad actors in this case, want to project an image of, so that she can look favorable, or they can look favorable to the public. Because again, without us, the public, Meghan Markle cannot advance her political career. She cannot advance her Archwell Foundation. Is it a foundation? Is it a nonprofit, profit, for profit? Is it a project? Does it even exist? And I went over that in my last video. Archwell may just be something like the Clintons, where it's a Clinton Foundation, and you can donate and give, and they give out or disperse money, but they have also been accused of not following through on their word. So again, they had billions of dollars or millions of dollars given to the Clinton Foundation for Haiti to rebuild homes for Haitians during the earthquake or after the earthquake, and they actually only made, they only built like 4 homes. So, we all wonder, who's going to give to Archwell? How is Meghan going to get Archwell off the ground if the general public doesn't believe a word she says? And so right now she's scrambling to change the narrative by having people like this Maisha Kai use words, claim a pregnant Meghan Markle felt unprotected and silenced by the royals. And I think it's not right to really say it was the royals, because really, remember, she was woke, right? So why couldn't she not even think about what someone else was trying to do to her, or what she perceives as that, and just be herself? What do you think about all these all these writers or media people, journalists, using these very certain words, very specific words, very current words, given that we're going through a whole bunch of colorism in terms of the Black Lives Matter, the riots, and all the things that are going on in the world? These words are synonymous with those type of events. So please subscribe, and then comment, and of course share. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and be well. Bye.